financial and technical assistance, and so he goes to Moscow. At first, all is harmony between the dragon and the bear. Mao receives the red carpet treatment, and his country holds a favored place in the community of Russian satellites. It is not long before the two giants sign a 30-year treaty of friendship, alliance, and assistance. Each country promises not to join any coalition against the other, and both agree to consult regularly on matters of mutual concern. Chinese industrial planners are soon shuttling back and forth between Peking and Moscow to seek and to receive technical advice and financial assistance. Together, the dragon and the bear control the lives of more than 1 billion people, 1 out of every 3 persons living on the earth. But as the years go by, Red China sees itself not as a satellite, but as an equal partner and an independent spokesman for world communism.
Around the time Mao went to Shoshan, Peng went to the Soviet Union. Peng's visit came not long after Mao had promoted another military man, Lin Biao, above Peng in the Politburo. When Peng returned from his talks with Khrushchev, the Soviet leader canceled all contracts to supply the Chinese state, exacerbating the problems with the Great Leap. Peng was not born yesterday. He was, after all, the second best strategist in China. He knew what had to be done to topple Mao. He talked to his commanders in the field. He had talks with Khrushchev to get Soviet backing.
I praise Khrushchev. I betray Mao. You give me my camels now.
Peng only made one mistake. He forgot he was the second best strategist. He was going up against number 1. Some, like Mao's old partner Zhu De, stood to defend Peng. Zhu suffered no ill consequences. The others agreed to replace Peng as defense minister and ultimately to charge him with leading an anti-party coup. Mao allowed Peng to remain a member of the Politburo and keep his title as vice premier.
Then, in 1956, a dramatic development brings the dragon and the bear into open conflict. Nikita Khrushchev proclaims a new communist concept of peaceful coexistence with a free world. Mao Zedong denounces the Khrushchev doctrine. The Chinese leader and the men who speak for him attack the Soviet premier as a traitor to the basic communist doctrine of violent world revolution. In 1963, Sino-Soviet relations become even more strained when Russia suddenly proposes East-West talks on a limited nuclear test ban treaty. Agreement is reached within a week on ending atomic testing in the atmosphere, outer space, and underwater. Secretary of State Rusk signs for America. Foreign Minister Gromyko for Russia. And Foreign Secretary Lord Hume for Great Britain. Red China denounces the treaty and attacks the Soviet Union as a turncoat and a betrayer of the revolutionary spirit. Storming the Russian embassy in Peking, Chinese Red Guards drive an even deeper wedge between the dragon and the bear. The demonstrations are so violent, the feelings so intense, that the families of embassy personnel must be sent home to Moscow. Next comes trouble on the Sino-Soviet border, a disputed frontier that stretches for more than 4,000 miles between the dragon and the bear. This line shows the extent of China's territory before the various conquests of the Tsars. China remembers this land as hers. Russia does not. It is perhaps the greatest amount of territory ever lost by one nation to another. And to heighten the problem, China, with half the area of Russia, has 3 times its population. In search of a solution, Premier Kosygin comes to Peking. But he apparently is no more successful than Nikita Khrushchev in healing the breach between the dragon and the bear. Confrontations on the border now become more numerous and explosive. In these timely and exclusive motion pictures from behind the bamboo curtain, the Screen News Digest provides a graphic glimpse of an angry incident involving a Russian patrol boat and several Chinese fishermen on the Ussuri River. The films, with their Chinese titles, record the intensity of the disputes on the border. A 1.5 million Soviet troops are reported on the Sino frontier, and tensions and incidents have repeatedly erupted into bloodshed. Here, Chinese demonstrators confront, shout at, and advance on Russian troops on the Amur River. Once again, according to the Chinese commentary, the Soviets are trying to drive the Chinese fishermen from a river island. When an armored personnel carrier attacks the fishermen, they strike back at the vehicle with wooden sticks. In the confusion, the commentary says, 4 fishermen are run over and crushed to death in the snow. The Russians are again denounced by Mao Zedong and Lin Piao, his heir apparent. The Soviet troops, they say, are revisionist fascist bandits. It is 20 years since the People's Republic of China was first proclaimed with the blessings and support of the Soviet Union. Today, Mao Zedong is in his 70s and reportedly in failing health. What the future holds for Russia and China, no one knows. But millions of people everywhere are waiting to see and to learn who in the communist world is truly number one, the dragon or the bear.